nation is now the ultimate power in the universe.
At last we will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. If you only knew the power of Dark Saber.
Here it comes. Let's go.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
Welcome back to Lightsaber Radio, all you Star Wars nerds. How's everybody?
What's going on?
We're so good.
Oh,
Guess who's back?
We got Garrison back. What's up?
again.
Let's go.
We have missed you.
Was the Force
We
with
have
you
missed
on
you
your
so
wedding,
much.
brother?
What was that?
Was the Force with you on your wedding day?
Oh, it was definitely with you, or with me. It was with me that night.
I was with you, Mark.
It was just with
Us as
everybody.
well.
No big deal.
Well,
You can all feel
we're
it,
glad
you
to
do.
have you back, and thank you, Addie, for letting us have our friend back. How was the wedding? How was the honeymoon? No details.
It was
just,
awesome.
well, on a scale of 1 to awesome, how was it?
Awesome. Oh,
Good
awesome.
deal. Good deal.
100% awesome. It was great. Loved it. Every minute of it.
We're going to do a recap a year from now, and we're going to ask you the same question. How is everything now? And see if you get the same answer. We're going to ask you.
like,
I'm just kidding.
Oh, man, life sucks.
Oh, God.
I have to hide in the closet and record these.
I don't come out the closet no more.
She won't let me have my office back.
Okay, so let's stop picking on Garrison. First and foremost, a big shout out to Wookiee Radio for the crossover again. That episode with Kyle, myself, and CJ dropped on their channel, on their podcast channel yesterday. Many thanks to Mike, and our prayers and wishes are with him as he begins to recover from COVID as well.
Oh, COVID is wreaking havoc on everybody, not just
Keep
no
safe,
joke.
everyone. Keep safe.
May the force be with you.
always.
Aw.
Or may the vaccination be with you, maybe? Just saying. Just saying. So, on today's episode, we are going to be doing a quick recap of season 1, maybe a couple favorite moments, not favorite moments, maybe give some predictions on season 2, and then there's going to be a rousing discussion on the galleries that just dropped this past week. Then, of course, we'll get into a few news items, some allegedly rumors items. Then Charlie has taken the reins back for the quiz, and we're dead. So that's kind of how we're going to roll today. So the Bad Batch season 1 recap. How do we want to work this? Do we just want to say our favorite things? Do we want to kind of give an overall overview of what it was and then jump in? How do you guys want to do this?
I got quite a few things to talk about, but I want everybody else to go first because I want to get y'all's point of view on it. So I think that we should just do, what you thought of the season, or, maybe a favorite episode or a favorite moment in the episode, and then what were some of the things that you might have disliked about it.
I do have a quick 1 paragraph, just quick recap if we want to maybe rock that.
Oh God, here goes Mark with this.
No,
Go ahead.
no,
Yeah, go
just say
ahead.
one paragraph.
paragraph.
One paragraph.
Oh,
Stretch
shit.
like that.
Paragraph.
Wait. Hold on. How was that?
No, that's mine. Back off. That is mine. That is mine.
All right, so-
back off.
With the transition from the Republic to the Empire, five soldiers known as the Bad Batch quickly become men without a country. That no longer able to be a supported arm of the government in power. They are left to their own devices. Crosshair, the jerk, kind of bounces out on his own as they try to find their footing in the galaxy, trying to figure out how they're going to get basic needs like food and fuel for their ship. They end up working as smugglers and arms dealers for Sid, who is a Trandoshan on Ord Mantell, and she kind of takes advantage of their skills for her own gain. And then for its part, the Bad Batch kind of takes a pragmatic approach to the survival in this new galaxy, all the while trying to raise this young clone who turns out to be older than them by the name of Omega. So, who wants to go first? And I see Garrison. Welcome back, brother. You're up first.
They're wanted by the government. They've become soldiers of fortune. If you need help,
Yes!
maybe you can hire the Bad Batch. Sorry, that's just what popped in my head. I thought when you said it like that, Mark, it really, really sounded like 18 for a sec.
It's not even from the beginning to the 18.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I thought it was a great show overall. My favorite part, I still think Crosshair is one of the best written characters that we've had in a while. Crosshair and Hunter were both really well written characters. They just had a lot put into them. They seemed like outside of the show, you know what I mean? Like the show was very, because it needs to be kid friendly, and Hunter and Crosshair were like just written so well for like a cartoon show. So just awesome. So those two were probably my favorite, especially Crosshair. Just definitely my favorite character in the show. Just so, well written. He was deeper than what the rest of the show seemed like. One thing I will say that I didn't like, I wish would have gone a little bit more into like Tech and Echo, especially Echo, because I feel like, I don't know, he was just there. I didn't really see his role in the show. He just kind of hung out, I guess. And then I want to see a little bit more like combat kind of missions. I want to see them in action a little bit more. But that's just a guy's perspective, I guess. Action. But yeah, what do you guys think?
What do you think, CJ? You had your hand up next.
So, Garrison, if you remember season 7 of Clone Wars, the beginning was solely focused on Echo.
Yeah, that's
true. So I don't think Dave is really going to sit there and mess with the same thing on a repeated basis. You know how he is? It was hey, get Echo. Hey, Echo, help us out. Echo, do this. Echo, do that. Echo, what do you want to finally do? And then he joined the Bad Batch. So I feel like he was trying to stay away from that due to the fact that he made the beginning of season 7, which was such a desired thing from the fans. He wanted to not go back and kind of repeat the action. So Hunter and Crosshair were like, okay, these guys could be a focal point, and he like really focused, like you said. I mean, I think that was just a beautiful thing for him to do. Personally, I know you have something to say. I want to hear it first before I just keep going.
Oh no, I understand. Like, I agree with you on that. Like, you can't do. They had a whole season to him, so they can't go too much into him. I just had a hard time seeing what he contributed to the Bad Batch. Like, it seems like he didn't do a lot with the Bad Batch. Is that just me?
Well, kind of in defense of Garrison's point there. Of course, Filoni will have a idea of where he wants the character to go, but Echo didn't have a lot of character development aside from being able to plug into some walls and things of that nature. So I can see where Garrison.
I mean, they could have just given the team an R2 unit.
What was that, Garrison?
Yeah. Like, I understand you can't, like, they had a whole season about him. Obviously, I understand, like, don't focus too much on him because we've already seen that. But I just had a hard time seeing kind of what he contributes and what he does, which I wanted him to contribute so much because I like.
My favorite, I think I have a few favorite things, but my favorite, like, overall is episode 5, Rampage.
You of my favorite thing
is Rampage. I think Wrecker fighting the Rancor was probably the greatest.
That is such a CJ thing. I knew that would be your favorite, dude. After that episode, I knew that was going to be your favorite.
Well, it was that one, and then episode, I believe, 9, Bounty Lost. I think seeing Cad Bane again was honestly just a oh god, yes, what kind of just moment.
I have an allegedly rumor about Mr. Bane coming up in the next segment. Just hold on to that.
Okay. Ooh. The one thing I wish I could change or maybe have kind of just enhanced, because you can't really enhance the show because the visual, the audio, the music nods, the tie-ins, everything that we've talked about in the last 10 episodes, it's just been beautiful. It's been perfection. But if one thing I could have changed is on episode 15, 16, they should have just put them together and made one big episode 15. It would have been an hour of pure just
really?
Yeah, well, but it would have made more sense. Because how do you go from such an action-packed, slap you in the face episode to, here's a fish. Here's how they're leaving. It made no sense. I don't know why they did it. Right now, I bet you they're slapping their foreheads. Even Dave is probably thinking, oh man, I should have just put those together. It would have made an amazing final episode of this season. But
I didn't think it was bad, but it definitely wasn't no like Mandalorian season finale.
Nope. You can't top. I'm sorry, you just can't top that.
That's fair. As evidenced by both Dark Sway and Hold On wearing the same shirt today. Charlie, you want to get in on this action here?
I was just letting everyone say their piece. I have got some thoughts and feelings. My favorite character, Omega. I love her to pieces. I think it's so nice to see, like, we had 2 seasons of The Mandalorian with a child whose best offering was
Or
and it's
laughing.
been or laughing or laughing.
Hey, he could use the force. Come on, he could use the force.
Grogu's like
can use
10
the
times
force.
better.
Every
Grogu's
that
the
he can
best.
come across.
Don't you come at Baby Yoda.
I am coming
He's
for
flying
Baby
and
Yoda.
laughing. Every time he is flown, except for with the Dark Troopers, he giggles and smiles. Best thing in the world. Or his reaction when Mando's about to fight all those guys in that boxing ring area, and he presses the button and shuts it. Other than that, can't touch it.
It's been really nice to have a child and to see that kind of development and that growth and that maturity come through all of these interactions. My least favorite character, this is probably going to be a bit controversial. Tech, get out. I'm so bored. I'm so bored of Tech.
Oh my God,
That's
leave
the
Tech
point of
alone.
his character. You got to have one boring compared to the other amazing.
My favorite episode was, I know this is one that you guys didn't enjoy too much. I really enjoyed Rescue on Ryloth. That was a real standout episode for me.
Well, because you're a big
in my
Harrison
top
Dula
5,
fan, and
that's
I
one of
get
them.
that.
I am. I really am. It was just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And yeah, I wasn't actually that keen on the season finale, but I think the Mandalorian buttered us up a bit too much.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So I see that Darth Kyle over here is wanting to jump in here. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so let me first start off, and I know we're not a visual podcast yet. We will be soon, but I have to show you guys this meme that just came across, and I was like, all right, this is one of those
I love
important
memes.
things.
I love memes.
So let me show it to you guys, and then you guys will get the understanding of, and I'll explain it or I'll read it off to everybody, all the listeners. But it says, I can explain, and it's a picture of Omega. Then it has Crosshair. He says, you have a whole season developing your character. I only had half of it. Then it has, what's this dude's name? I forgot his name. What's
Captain
his name?
Handsome. Sorry, I
Yeah.
just gotta say it.
Even
Commander.
though he's a clone.
Oh shoot! In
Everybody
Rescue on
forgot his name.
Ryloth.
Yeah, he was on both of the Ryloth
I
ones.
can't remember his name. Rex and Around talked about him so much. I feel like they're like really simping.
One second. I'll get it.
But anyway, he says,
Terrible.
he says half. I only had 2 episodes of character development, and then you got Echo at the end that says, "Did you guys have character development?" So basically, he had no character development, and we all can agree on that. He didn't have none. But a lot of people are failing to realize with Echo,
Hauser.
Hauser.
Thank you. Thank you.
But Echo didn't
Well
need no
done.
character development because he had a lot of character development in the Clone War. He was in multiple episodes in the Clone War series, so he didn't really need that. Everybody knows who Echo is, and he didn't need that. And all the Bad Batch is a continuation of the Clone Wars. That's all it is. It's from where the Clone Wars stopped or the next part. Let me start off with saying the overall that I gave the series, the whole series is a 7 out of 10. Let me explain to you guys why that I feel that way. I think the series, it just juggled too much. It needed to focus more on the progression of the Empire and Clone Force 99. And I really don't think they did that. I think that they really kind of went out of the way to put a lot of stuff in there that didn't really help tell us who the Bad Batch were or the Empire. Didn't just give us a lot of information. It was just real jumpy. They juggled it around too much. From a technical standpoint, to me, the Bad Batch it continued to thrive where the Clone Wars left off, and that's what's made it good. It started off very strong, but then it kind of drizzled out towards the end. It started off with a really strong, powerful beginning in the first couple episodes, and then there was just too many filler episodes, and they jumped around too much, and it really caused some confusion. Now, just to let everybody know, I got up at 4:00 in the morning and rewatched the whole thing over again, and really sat down and watched it episode right after episode to really get an understanding of what was going on. And as a storyteller, somebody that's writing a book right now and trying to show a story, I think that the Bad Batch is off to a great start. I really am excited about where they're going to go in season 2, but I think that they just bit off a little bit more than they could chew with trying to tell this big, giant section of missing Star Wars in a very limited amount of time. I think that they should have drawn it out a little bit more, maybe did a few more episodes and told the story that they could have focused more episodes on the Bad Batch and more episodes on the exact Empire and what was going on, not just with a couple of planets, but in the entire galaxy. But overall, I think that they did a good job, and I think that they're off to a great start.
That's fair. That's fair. Does anybody care if I jump in here real quick for a moment? Cool deal. I appreciate that. Like Kyle, I actually give it a little bit lower score. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. And building off of some of Kyle's points, the character development needed to be a little stronger, in my opinion. And like Kyle said, just biting off a lot that they could chew, trying to really dig into what the Empire was about at this point. I would have thought that had Tarkin been a little more integral in the storyline, that might have been able to advance it some. But we do need to know kind of more about who they are. I mean, yeah, we know that Tech does his thing and Hunter leads and Crosshair's a jerk that shoots everything nicely and Wrecker can wreck everything. We get that. But as far as about the only character developed that I really saw
I knew that was going to be your
really
answer.
learning who Omega was and her interaction with father figures in the Bad Batch. My favorite moment, Cad Bane versus Fennec. That fight was amazing. Two other favorite things was the artistry and the music. And my least favorite thing, Kyle has touched on, and so have I, the storytelling could have been tighter. All in all, it's Star Wars, love it. But if we're expecting perfect, then maybe we're being too much Garrison-ish. And with that, I think I will pass the baton over to Garrison. What you got, dude?
Yeah, speaking of Garrison, no, I think I'd agree with both of y'all. I think there's so much that I think as fans we're missing between episode 3 and episode 4. Like, how does the Empire become the Empire? And we got little bits and pieces, but I just wish we had more. I wanted to see more of what makes the Empire, what makes the Empire so evil and so bad, and the Force that we come to know and like fear and hate in the original trilogy.
And Kyle loves.
Or Kyle loves, that's true. Depends which side you're on. Yeah. But I just wish we could have seen a little bit more of that progression, a little bit more of, we just got very small glimpses, and I want to see more. I want to see what made them the Empire that we know.
Besides the fact of affecting chain codes and really destroying the place CJ has only ever loved.
No, it's just like there's so much that you could fill in there, and it seems like a lot of episodes they kind of focused on just random side missions instead of what they could have. And I understand you want to have like some episodes that kind of take you away from like the main storyline every once in a while, but there's so much stuff that they could have put in there that haven't been put in.
Well, in Star Wars Defense, I'm going to throw it over to Charlie in just a second. In Star Wars Defense, we have to think of their target audience. They are targeting kids for the most part, even us big kids.
That's true.
But we kind of expect more because we are more hypercritical. But I think that we're expecting a little too much because we want the backstory. We want to know the how and the when and the why. And Star Wars is just trying to really get in the next generation of fans through really good music, really good art, really good visuals, and then maybe introduce them to, who knows, book series or other series and things of that nature. I think that we're all definitely hypercritical, and it's just because we love it so much that Star Wars, yes, they could have done better, like what you're saying, but maybe we should cut them just a little slack because we're not the target demographic.
Well,
unfortunately,
I think one of the hardest things, especially with somebody like me and you, Mark, it's been a part of our lives our entire lives. I think our expectations is very high. Plus, I think that we just feel that we deserve to find out the backstory. We want to know all this information, and they're not telling us. And so every time they come out with something like, "You asshole, you didn't tell me what I wanted to know," but we got to remember that it's not about that. Yeah. It's about Star Wars. We really need to get to a point as Star Wars fans, and I think all Star Wars fans need to get to this point, that we are just happy that Star Wars is still around. I think a lot of times we are forgetting that we've been watching Star Wars for 40 plus years, and there's other things that have came out and everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever," and then it's just gone. We are very fortunate to still be getting Star Wars. At least it's something. Right. There's a lot of franchises that are just gone now, but I think that we still are a little bit hypercritical about, I want to know what happened. I want to know all the little evil details that happened during the transition. I want to know how they killed all the clones, or if they killed all the clones. I mean, these are things that they could have told us within the season. Maybe it will happen in season 2, but I think that they could have told us, a lot more information. But then you have to always look at it. They're limited by a time constraint, what they're doing. They got all these other things coming out, so they can't give us all the information.
Damn it, George, John, and Dave, write a 30-volume Star Wars encyclopedia for every damn little nail. Yes, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Garrison? I'm sorry, dude.
Well, no, like to be fair, I guess going along with what you guys said, I'm sure Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau know what we want and know what the younger generation wants. And just imagine how hard it's got to be for them to balance both. To balance, hey, we want a backstory, but also to balance, hey, we need to captivate a new audience and we need to get kids interested into this new generation of Star Wars. So inside, as critical as I am, I do respect Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni a lot because I'm sure they know and I'm sure they're trying to balance both while still making a good show.
That's fair. That's fair. CJ, what were your thoughts there, brother?
I honestly feel as if John and Dave shouldn't do that because they're such true and honest fans. If they start feeding into what other people want, it's not going to be Star Wars. It's just going to be
Fan Wars.
A bunch of crap that people wanted slapped into a show.
We do have some dumbass ideas.
It's going to be the sequels.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at the sequels.
That's a fair point, CJ.
That was a very fair point.
I'm with you, CJ. I see you. Dude, I see you. I'm right on board with you right now.
Great potential with Rey. Smart idea, terrible execution. Finn, great idea, terrible execution. Poe, same thing. That's all
you're
I've got to
saying
say
the best
on
character in the sequels was BB-8.
And Rey. I'm sorry, I have to agree. I think Rey and BB-8 were probably the best idea out of it.
Yeah.
But it was poorly executed.
No.
You I don't care what.
I'm backing away very slowly.
I don't think it reaches potential.
Because a lightsaber war is ready to happen.
She's going to kill us.
Yes.
But if they started feeding into what every fan wanted, it would never happen. We would never
Star
see
Trek.
it. Yeah. Why would you pull up that
really good
Trekkie crap on this beautiful Star Wars show?
And I'm not joking. Whenever and this can whoever is our Star Trek fans, hey, more power to you. But it's whenever they started opening up to a bunch of different authors that got away from what Roddenberry wanted, the product got watered way down because they were doing fan service rather than what they were true to. So I'm completely agreeing with you.
Well,
I'm just saying that's an example
like, if you do slight fan service, that's one thing. Like, everybody wanted a Jedi to save Grogu. Everybody was expecting that when it was referenced in season 2. Now, if they would have done everything they wanted for fan-wise to make it happen, we're going to get into this because we're going to be talking about that wonderful gallery episode. But it's just Dave and John know what to do, and at the same time, it's going to be what they want to do. So,
well, I think everybody has a problem with the idea that John and Dave do not consider what the fans want. They're fans. They listen to the fans, and they try to give us the best that they can give us without going way off the deep end with something. You know, they try to give us good Star Wars content. There's no way that they could do what everybody wants. But I think that they're pretty good at taking in some of the stuff and saying, okay, this kind of coincides with us.
Well, yeah,
we kind of feel that.
That's what I was trying to get at, is like, if you take a little bit of what the fans want, that's one thing. But when you just strictly listen to the fans, it's not going to be what we want. Like, if they would have listened to half the people wanted for the Mandalorian wouldn't have been as good as it is.
That's fair.
Okay,
Charlie,
that's my point.
Charlie, I apologize. I cut you off earlier. Please continue.
I think I represent a slightly different pocket of the Star Wars fandom. I'm not fully versed in the Clone Wars, and I'm not fully versed in the more kind of, like, particularly Rebels as well. I've never seen an episode of Rebels, so I came to the Bad Batch with barely any background understanding of these characters and their importance and where they fitted in the story. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was my first dip into like an animated show, and I want to give a huge shout out to the Lucas's animation studios, because that is some of the best animation I have seen in a long time.
That's fair. So what would you score it then?
I think I'd have to go sort of like a 7.5. There were absolutely things that were lacking, particularly storytelling and character development, but what we got, and considering it's such a difficult global time as well, amazing.
Oh, fair enough. Any final thoughts from anyone before we move on to maybe some predictions?
Let's average it. What do we all rank it then?
Well, so far I give it a 6.5. Kyle give it a 7. Charlie give it a 7.5. So right now we're averaging out to 7. CJ, your score?
If it wasn't for the visual, audio, and music nods, it wouldn't be where it's at with my vote. I agree with what Charlie stated. If there would have been more character development, I'd have been a lot happier. But I'm gonna have to agree with Kyle and Charlie on this. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
All right, so right now we're at 7.25. G-Dog, your score.
Be nice and give it a 6.
Okay, so that brings us down to just under 7 to about a 6.8-ish or whatnot. And that is the official scoring of season 1 of The Bad Batch from Lightsaber Radio. We ready to move on predictions, or does anybody have any last thoughts here in season 1?
I want to hear what your predictions are, because
I'm sorry, Mark. Mark's gonna have the funniest ones. That's all I've got to say.
The funniest
ones.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna throw some shade at you guys. It's my turn to throw shade back. You guys keep getting me.
Well, go hold on. Go ahead there. Hold on. You start
Charlie's turn. She'll fucking kill us.
I throw shade at Charlie. I listened to last week's episode at work, and I saw the shade she was throwing at me a little bit from here and there, and I was like, I need to stop messing up.
I heard it too.
Shade was real.
I listened to last episode. I listened to the last episode, and you guys, Charlie gets to choose her opponent. She goes, "Oh, that's easy, Garrison."
There was shade there. There was shade. Kyle, hit me, dog.
So my prediction of the next episode, I think that Dave and John are going to look at a lot of the fan base and really sit back and see what the fans are wanting to hear in the next season. I really do think they're going to do that. I think that we're going to see some Obi-Wan Kenobi a couple times in the season. I think they're going to go to Tatooine for some reason if it's not the hideout. I do believe that we're going to see a little bit more character development that's going to go on within the next season. I think that they're going to build up all 5 of the characters really, really high. That way, when they kill them off, it'll be way more, heartfelt, like, oh, Hunter died or whatever the situation. But I have a strong feeling, and I don't know where I'm getting this feeling, that Boba Fett is going to come in. I think they're going to try in the next season to tie the Book of Boba Fett, the Mandalorian, and the Kenobi series all in with the next season of Bad Batch. I think they're going to bring it all together, and they're going to show us really a lot about what this season was missing, about the character development of the Bad Batch, and how the Empire is growing and starting to take over. I also think that we're going to see a little bit more of Saw Gerrera and some of the other rebel forces popping up here and there. And I think that that's where Obi-Wan might come in a little bit, agreeing with Mark in a few of the last episodes where he predicted that Leia's going to get into something and Obi-Wan's going to have to come to the rescue type thing. That's my prediction.
Fair enough. CJ?
My prediction, honestly, I kind of agree with Kyle on the Obi-Wan thing. I feel like we are going to get that nod. I feel like Alderaan's going to be a part of this, and this is how I feel it's going to end, is they're going to be on Alderaan helping start the rebellion, where obviously the lovely Empire kills Alderaan, and that's how they get wiped out. I think that'd be a proper way to do it, instead of trying to canonically explain what exactly happened. I don't know how many fans have listened to the Wookiee Radio predictions that we were doing there, but I said the same thing. I feel like they're going to be on Alderaan, but I feel like we're going to get more character development for Wrecker and Tech. Like I said, no more Echo. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Echo. One of my favorite clones. I feel like it was a great thing to bring him back and kind of give Rex a purpose in season 7, especially after losing a lot of his own brothers. But I feel like we're going to get a little bit more Tech development, a little bit more Wrecker development, and it's just going to be an all-out war. Honestly, I feel like they're going to try everything to get Crosshair back still. Even after what happened on that landing pad, I feel like they're going to run into him with the Empire, and they're going to try to get him just to realize that it's wrong. What he's doing is wrong. Popular belief to Mr. Mark here, I'm not Mr. Empire boy.
No. I just said that your heart will go on for Kamino.
Yes, always. But you popped off because I was kind of simping over Mr. Crosshair about how convincing he was. Because he was very convincing. Like I said in that episode, it kind of made you think, well, the Empire's not so bad if you look at it in Crosshair's eyes. But with me, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Empire. I like Sith, love Darth Maul. I would like maybe a little bit of Maul in the Bad Batch.
You like Darth Maul. Bollocks, you're obsessed with Darth Maul.
You know what? I don't need you to call me out like that. I knew there was going to be shade. I was going to throw some shade out there, but I can't even
Sorry
throw
for
shade.
swearing.
CJ, CJ's ultimate Star Wars fantasy fanboy wise would be a Darth Boba.
No. Boba Fett's badass just on his own. You don't need to give him a lightsaber and force abilities to make him even more dangerous. He's dangerous.
I thought everyone's Star Wars fantasy was the Twi'lek bathhouses, or is that just me?
That's just you.
Wow, this is turning into something else. I'm going to pass the torch on to
have any other
Charlie
predictions there, CJ, or is it Charlie's go?
Let Charlie go. After that little comment, I'm done.
After that little crumpet? Oh, wow.
Alternative theory, what if we get a time jump?
I think that's going to happen.
We get Omega as, because I presume because she's unaltered, she's aging the way Boba did, sort of normally. Normally. So what if we get a time jump where she's like 16, 18, 20?
I don't think it'll be that far. I think it might be a couple years, though. I think it might be like a couple years, because if they go too far, then it's going to steer away from the story to a point
and leave
that they're
too
not
many
going to be able.
plot holes.
I think they're trying to tie things together. So I think that they might go, maybe a couple years. I do think there's going to be a time jump, maybe even a year or 2 years. But I think it's going to be more of a, think that John and him is going to describe more of the Empire, show more of how the Empire takes over and, how the bad things and how, because it'll give a lot of character building as the Bad Batch goes into helping other planets like they kind of did on Ryloth. That's why I think it kind of is going to go maybe, something like that. I think that's where the character development will come from. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. And I'm sorry.
More to say, have you, Charlie?
No, that was it. That was my only
just
theory.
a time jump is your only prediction? Fair enough. I have a couple. One, that it will be revealed that the clones do have a kill switch, and once the Empire hits their quota of TK troopers, sorry CJ, but I mean that's the only way you can really remove them from service.
Nope, it's going to be a clone versus stormtrooper battle.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Nope, it's going to happen.
But the stormtroopers will lose, and we know they don't lose because they ain't the stormtroopers.
They can't shoot for shit.
They suck compared to the clones.
Well, you know what the stormtroopers have, but the clones won't? Darth Vader.
That's fair. And that leads actually into my second thing. Darth Vader is the one that winds up taking out the Bad Batch. And my big prediction is season 2 is the final season.
I do think that as well. I think there will only be 2 seasons. I don't think they're going to go for season 3.
So kill switch, Darth Vader ends the clones, and then they are going to move out to more of the live action product. So those are my predictions. So it wasn't anything drastic or completely out there, CJ. Call me out, shade me like that. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
All day.
So does anybody have any other last minute thoughts on season 2 stuffs, or is everybody eager to get to Gallery?
Yeah, Galleries was awesome.
Oh yeah, I want to get into that.
Who cried? I cried. I cried.
Well, since Charlie is crying, why don't you start there, Charlie, and then Kyle comes.
It's the first time that I feel like a set of directors have sat down and said, we're going to talk about this, we're going to emote about this, and we're going to share how we really feel. And it felt like interviews with fans, not directors, not producers, not bigwigs, not money. It felt like an interview with fans. And it was so moving and so touching to see how truly dedicated they are. They understand us as a fan base. They know what we want.
It felt like us up there. It felt like us on a panel. Yes.
Yes. And getting to see into the intricacies of how they blended deepfake technologies and all of these advancements and drawing on previous experiences and previous formats. And it was just such a wonderful insight to a world that we are all so passionate about.
That's fair. That's fair. Kyle, hit me, dog.
I'm always concerned about the future of Star Wars. Is Star Wars going to make it? Because I'm such a huge fan. I love Star Wars so much. And it's like a question like, do they have the right people in charge? And after watching this episode of Galleries, I have no doubt in my mind at all that Star Wars is in great hands with Dave, John, and Kathleen. And the reason I'm saying Kathleen is because John pointed out something that was very, very unique in the show. Without her giving them the abilities and giving them the things that they need to make these things happen as being a producer and knowing, okay, they need this technology, they need to do this, we need to figure out how to do this, we need to do this, I need to make sure that they have all the assets that they need to make this show awesome, it would not have happened. And she is really good about going in and doing that. And John and Dave's just the way that they explained each other as being fans, and not them saying that they're fans, but the way that they explained each other being fan. And the way that when R2 rolled in and John was just like in tears because that's his favorite character. The way Dave explained that, I have no question in my mind at all anymore about the future of Star Wars. Star Wars is in great hands, and I think we are going to get a great future for Star Wars because of their dedication and their fandom when it comes to Star Wars. And then the emotional state that put me in watching that and seeing how that they made each part and how they did it and how they created new things just for a scene. Like the chair. The chair was like, they got a chair that records you from every freaking angle, puts lights like, dude, that is dope.
It looks like Vader's cryo chamber.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just phenomenal, the technology that they are creating in order to make the best Star Wars that we can get. All right,
Can I interject a quick question here for you there, Kyle?
Yeah.
After seeing this, did it make you feel remorseful any for how hypercritical we have been over some of the properties that we've been watching lately? Not knowing how much detail and really love that they put into it.
It did. Honestly, I thought, I'm like, dude, I'm an asshole. I think that was part of the emotional state that, I was in when I was watching it. Like, dude, you know how much work this takes? Look at all the stuff that they did. And I'm over here bitching about the minor details or something like that. Like, dude, this is a lot of work. And I've always known that, being somebody that's been a part of the industry for a while and being a voice actor, I know it takes a lot of time. A lot of people, we see a 2-hour movie, most people don't realize that they recorded 400 hours of video for that 2-hour movie. And they have to cut all that up. And there's a lot of work that goes in that and a lot of recording and all stuff. But the details that they are putting in a TV series, this is a TV series. This isn't a movie. This is a TV series. And they go to that extreme to make sure that we're getting the quality of video that we are watching. I mean, I can just imagine the overall details that they're doing and all the work that everybody's doing. I want to give a shout out to everybody at Lucasfilms for, the hard work and dedication that they are doing to give us Star Wars content that we're getting and how good the Star Wars content that we are getting.
Right.
We are so lucky.
Yes. CJ, talk to me, dude.
I honestly want to talk about John. Just sitting there watching John get into it, and you can see him fighting back the tears of talking about it. Like, we all know that they recorded this episode probably after, like, a little bit after everything had happened and the season had ended, just to see if it got, very well perceived, which obviously it did. Look at all the Emmy nominations that they got. But just sitting there watching John talk about Luke and Dave, and even the guy that they used for young Luke, like, just talking about the dedication that even Mark Hamill had in the show. Like, the fact that they brought Mark Hamill in and had Mark Hamill do the scenes and watching him hold Grogu was just, it's an emotional feeling, because like the first time I saw Luke Skywalker was
you lost it, didn't you?
Well, no, the first time I saw Luke was in Return of the Jedi. The first movie I ever saw was, and I can tell you the day and what I was doing that day. It was Christmas Eve, 2002. I was at my grandma's house and my grandpa popped it into the VHS. And I had never seen any other Star Wars, so it didn't make sense. But just watching Luke force choke the Gamorreans and use the lightsaber and fight all, and it was just mind-boggling. I thought there was only one movie. Like, nobody had told me anything. I thought there was only one. So I was like, what is happening? Like, as a kid, I was like, is there more to this? And my grandpa was like, oh, buddy, you have no idea.
As Obi-Wan says, congratulations, you have taken your first steps into a much larger universe.
And it just watching...
It's going to make me cry.
Right? Just watching John get as emotional as I did when I watched it on the episode, and watching how, like, he is a fan first and foremost. Like, he may be a great director and writer and even voice actor. He's a great voice actor. Just watching his nerdiness amount to what we do here and what other people do at like Comic-Cons and all these things, and just having him get emotional and feel like it was his responsibility to make sure this was done right, and a great and proper, respectful way to tell Mark Hamill, like, dude, if it wasn't for you and George and Harrison and the late Carrie Fisher and all that, we wouldn't be where we're at right now without you guys, and we owe it to you. And that was just gut wrenching. The fact that they went all the way to Mark's house and were like, dude, we want you. Like, come on.
Got to give a shout out to Mark Hamill. That dude is the best secret keeper on the planet. He knew the whole season. They gave him the script at the beginning of the season. He knew the whole season and never once slipped.
CIA state secrets are safe with him.
He's sitting there, Dave and the other guy are sitting there, and they're like,
and then to know that he's going to be popping up at the season finale of The Mandalorian and being able to keep that secret the whole time, that
will burn our souls.
I think that's just Dave and John telling him, like, dude, like I said, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be like, this is a thank you. We trust you with this whole thing like they did back then, and we want you to know how much you mean to us. And like I said, I lost it. Like watching them, like, yeah, we sat down on the couch and Mark's wife handed us something to drink and we're freaking out. We're like worried because he's been in his office reading the whole thing the whole time. Like we didn't know. And when Mark came out and said he loved it, you could just like see Dave and John and all them when they talked about that. You could just see the like all the stress in that moment just went, huh, if Mark likes it, we're fine.
Right. Right. Garrison, do you have any thoughts here, dude?
You're muted.
Oh, he's muted.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, no. You're thunder, my dude.
I'm sorry it took so long.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Is his mic broken?
Oh, no. Garrison, you're broken, dude. All right, Kyle, give me a couple more thoughts while Garrison works feverishly to correct his stuff.
All right, this is outside of the realm of galleries, but I think that this is a good time that we can bring this up until Garrison figures out what's going on. Just want to let everybody know that as of this morning, Lightsaber Radio, between Lightsaber Radio on the actual podcast and then what I've been posting on the Sway side, on the Star Wars Audio Archives podcast, we have officially went over 20,000 listens.
Oh my God!
Wow, you guys are amazing, and I'm thankful to be a part of it. That is amazing.
Wow!
Thank you to all the listeners, all the listens, and this incredible crew. Thank you all. Wow, 20,000 listens.
Awesome.
Holy schmolies. Garrison, are you back up and running yet there, dog?
Dead silence.
Cannot hear you. Oh, no. We've lost Garrison. Oh, no.
We can see him. We really didn't lose him. He's just floating there.
Maybe Eddie came and took him back over.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
What'd you do? There you are.
You're really quiet.
Welcome back.
I've done literally nothing. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough.
I just don't think Zoom wanted you to talk about the gallery, I guess. I think they got annoyed with
Zoom's doing what I was about to say was going to be beautiful.
Well, it can still be beautiful. Hit us with your beauty, Garrison.
Yeah, no, it's still.
So just give me a sec. I got a bit to say about this. Okay. I am very protective about things that I care about and I don't like them messed with. And Star Wars is something I've cared about for since I was a kid. I hold it near and dear to my heart. I love Star Wars a lot. And with other classic shows and even with Star Wars a little bit, it feels like sometimes companies will use them for money grab, right? Insincerely. And a couple shows I've kind of felt like that with Star Wars. And so I'm very protective about Star Wars. And that's why I'm so critical of it. That said, with The Mandalorian and watching the Galleries episode and seeing how much Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, everybody involved in The Mandalorian especially, how much they care about it and how much they love Star Wars too, made me, as someone as critical and as protective I am about Star Wars, made me be like, I trust these guys to make a good show. And make a good show, they definitely did. Seeing the passion and how much they cared and how much they wanted this to be good, it seemed like they would have done this for free with how much they cared about and how much they wanted to do it. It seemed like, yeah, they're getting paid for it, but it seems like they were in it because they wanted to make something beautiful. And I think they really did in Mandalorian, especially in that last episode. And you get a real peek into how much they felt about it and how strongly and how passionate they were about that episode in the Galleries episode. And I'm not one to usually love those kind of Galleries episodes, but that Gallery episode was amazing because you really saw how much they really cared and how much they wanted to make a work of art. And so as protective and as critical as I am of Star Wars, I trust them with Star Wars.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. You're right. That was beautiful. Does any? Yes. Charlie, hit us. What you got?
I wanted to take a moment to shout out the entire cosplay community that cosplays Star Wars. We were represented in a couple of clips at the end of that gallery episode, and it means so much to have all of that work and all of that effort appreciated by the people that we do it for. We do it to show appreciation for the thing that we love so much. And I am not the only person in this podcast who has a deep love of Star Wars and how much it means to me and how much it's gotten me through some of the hardest times in my life. And I've banged on about it so much. It just makes me so happy. Like, thank you, John and Dave. And
there was just so much passion. You could just hear the passion in Dave and John. And even if you go back to the original gallery, the first season of galleries, and you talking to all the actors and all the directors as they're going through how they did the things that they did, you could just hear the passion. It just makes Star Wars so much more when you have people that care about Star Wars as much as these people do about creating things. Because I couldn't imagine being a director of a Star Wars episode because of the backlash that the fans is going to give them if there's just one little mistake. And it really gave me a different outlook and the work that they have to do. It is crazy on how much work they have to do to get these episodes done for us. But this is something that we get to see every week. And by the time they're done and the things that they got planned, we're going to be having Star Wars is a weekly thing. Star Wars is going to be a part of our everyday lives. Because every week something's going to be coming out about Star Wars as they progress on creating new stories and new episodes and new series and new movies. It's going to be almost like an everyday thing. Star Wars is just going to be a part of life. And it has been for us for so long, but there's been such big gaps without content. And now we have this great content, and I think as fans, we need to cut them a break a little bit. Right. They're doing a lot of work.
I just appreciate, like, with how much demand there is and how much they're trying to put out, how they still treat Star Wars with, I don't know, for lack of a better term, like with reverence, like the way it made them feel and the way it makes us feel, they're very aware of that. And with how much demand there is for Star Wars and how fast they're trying to push it out, they're still maintaining that respect and reverence for what they know Star Wars can be. So they're not just throwing out trash Star Wars. They're actually, it seems like there's effort into everything that they do. You know what I mean? And there's passion behind it. It's not just throwing out stuff so that the fans will be satisfied. They're really treating it with respect and dignity,
That's fair. TJ, what are you thinking, dude?
I love that when they posted photos, like concept art, because they put the concept out way before it, and people will go and find it somehow. People are really good about being sneaky. And I love that Dave was like, yeah, let's do concept art, but instead of it being Luke, we can make it Plo Koon. So people think Plo Koon's coming in. And I love that because that's awesome. A Dave Filoni thing is to, hi, look over here as I'm going to go this way. It's just the deception, the sleight of hand with him is just beautiful. And the fact that they did that and then turned around and did all of that before even they were, oh, these guys are over here on this location recording. And then we are going to do this episode with nobody else. We're just going to do this one scene and nobody else. And then we're going to have these guys record this scene without Mark Hamill, and they're not going to know what's going on. That's the best part. I could just see Dave during that scene, with Bo-Katan and Mando and all them waiting for the Jedi to walk in. And it's just Dave, hi guys. Just because they've already recorded that scene, but they just needed those people in that room for that moment.
Think about this for one moment, okay? Dave Filoni, a super Star Wars fan, had to write the death of his favorite character. That tells you the overall importance of the story to him, because he wrote Plo Koon's death in the Clone Wars, that he had to die during Order 66, and that is his favorite character. That takes some dedication. That takes some.
Well, and that just shows that he's not putting his selfish needs out there. That's the best part.
Exactly.
Is that a lot of these directors will put what they want in, and sometimes it can be selfish and not fair, because obviously they're making the money, they're getting talked to about it. They're the ones that have all the creative, juices going through into it. But for him to sit there and do that, and he loves the Wolf Pack. The fact that he didn't shove Commander Wolf in there in any way, shape, or form in the Bad Batch or in anything else, for a fact he was probably gritting his teeth and fighting it so hard because he wants to write it the right way. He wants to do it as not subtle, but as more complimentary as he can. He doesn't want to be like, haha, Wolf's my favorite character. Let's focus on him for 10 episodes. No, this is the story. This is what everybody agreed upon. This is why I brought you guys in, Taika, Bryce Dallas Howard, all of you guys. The fact that he went out and got the best directors in their realm and brought them into Star Wars and had John be like, okay, John, you're going to do this for this episode, but Bryce, what do you think about this? And then Taika, what about this? And just had it mesh so well. Like, you don't see this. Most directors, it's them and their personal crew that they picked out of not selfish, but more of a personal want and feel for like their crew. Dave and John didn't. They went out and got people into Star Wars that have been fans. Like Bryce Dallas Howard, I believe, is related to Ron Howard. Isn't that Ron Howard's daughter? Does anybody know?
Not sure.
I just know she was in Jurassic Park. That's
so it sounds like everybody was stoked about galleries for good reason. We all saw the fandom and love that caretaker half Star Wars. Does anybody have any big things that they need to get off their brains before maybe moving on to news and rumors?
Oh, I think that's all I have.
Yes. So Bryce Dallas Howard is the daughter of Ron Howard.
Why are you stuck on that?
Because I had to make sure. I hate putting something into my head and not knowing. And by the way, Ron Howard directed Solo and has been a part of Lucasfilm and LucasArts since American Graffiti. So he's been around for a while. And the fact that they got his daughter into it and to do one of the most popular shows is just beautiful. It's just amazing. That's all I got to say. Sorry, I had to make sure I was right. I'm sorry.
You're fine. And now we can start out with HoloNet news and rumors. Who would like to start out with news? CJ?
I couldn't get to my computer fast enough.
I couldn't hit the button.
I couldn't. It wouldn't pop up. So I am in the toys department, obviously, in this show.
Of
A lot of you
course.
guys like to throw stuff at me, but Lunchbox, the store, I don't know if anybody has shopped at Lunchbox. It's kind of like a nerdy store, but it's overpriced. I hate to say that, but it's overpriced nerd stuff that I can find on Amazon for half the price. But they have their own exclusive nightlight for Star Wars. It is the Dark Saber.
Oh, you can get a Dark Saber license? Oh, man, that's dope.
Yeah.
Take my money.
For one, I saw this, lost my mind, and then thought about it. I'm going to shove one of the most dominant things on Mandalore, other than Mandalore's mask,
Into a
small child. No, it's plugged in and it sits on a shelf.
Huh.
I'm going to shove this in a small child's room and explain the Darksaber to this small child and hope they don't get such an ego to try to dominate the house. Come on.
Well, they're a kid. They're going to try to have that ego anyway.
Yeah, we're not getting into that
I'm
either.
not giving
Mark.
that to my kid. I'm keeping it for myself.
I need a nightlight again, but you're like in
That's
your
fair.
30s. No, I'm not.
That's
I need
fair.
a nightlight. Everything's
Anything
good.
else on the toy front there, dude?
Let me get to it real fast. I remembered it, but I
Forgot it?
no.
Hold on.
no.
Hold on.
Hold on, please. Wrong thing. Come on, phone, load faster. There we
It's
go.
fine, Kyle. You can cut this out.
Actually,
I think it's funny.
quite funny.
So a company gave us Boba Fett from The Mandalorian, going back to The Mandalorian, and Boba Fett. But they gave us a Boba Fett from The Mandalorian after he had painted his armor and added the black uniform under his armor. So the company is called SH Fig Arts, and they gave us a Boba Fett re-armored figure. It is fully articulated. You can get it in 3 different sizes. You can get it a 6-inch, 12-inch, and then half scale.
Ooh.
And the prices for the 6-inch are probably the same price as a Black Series figure, and then obviously the prices go up. But what they have with this is they have him flying on his jetpack, firing the rocket, and that scene where he's explaining to Mando his armor and where his lineage came from. It pops up and sticks on his wrist, and it's one of the coolest things. It looks great. I love it. Am I gonna spend the money to get the bigger figure? Probably. But yeah, that's all I have so far.
Okay.
It's been kind of a quiet
Quiet on the
thing,
toy
other
front?
than like Ashley Eckstein dropped a new line of jewelry for Ahsoka, ring and earrings that are really nice. That's not my department, but I just thought I'd throw that out there.
I don't know. They might look good on you there, CJ. What are you thinking, Charlie?
I'm going to dip into the game front. The Skywalker Saga, the Lego games all compiled together, has been delayed until 2022, which sucks. I think if anyone's watched the trailer that dropped a few days ago, there's a lot of redo of details, kind of recoloring. I think they're just putting more into it because I think the original trailer dropped in like 2019, so we've been waiting a little while. But I'll wait.
It still looks great.
Damn it.
It still looks great.
It does look incredible.
And I love that Chewie scene. Reach out, and Chewie like leans in. She gets scratched.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
after you, Garrison, after you.
Oh, sorry. I know it's like mainly like for a kids game, but it looks so.
I'm buying it either way.
I'm absolutely buying it and playing it.
What else did you have there, Charlie?
The other thing falls under rumors, so unless anybody's got any more news, I know that Thandie Newton's been a little bit spicy this week. She spoke up and said how disappointed she was that her character was killed off in Solo.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which I didn't understand that. Solo bit, she
Been out
died
for a little
years
bit.
ago. Yeah, you know,
It's
you
been
just
out for a
now
little
be
bit.
bringing this
I mean,
up. Like, why
I
are
was
you
going to
mad
say
now?
it's a maybe she
It's
wants another
because of the
role.
comics. I think it's because of the fact that they're coming out with the Kira comics.
Yes, they are.
And I think that's why she's getting salty. It's because Kira was more of a focus in the movie than she was. Sorry, not sorry. I know that's going to be not a light-hearted topic, but
Well, in the article that I read, and I got it off the Independent, I think. Is that where you got it, Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah. In the article, it seemed to be more about that she felt that her character was killed off for more racial concerns more than storytelling. Is kind of the way that I read that. Did you read that the same way?
Yes, I did. I didn't. Well, people are entitled to opinions, and if she's got some stuff to say that she wants to get off her chest, by all means, speak up and say how you feel. But I guess because Star Wars is moving so fast at the moment, and so much is happening, and there's lots of casting opportunities, and I guess it's important that people look back on the things that maybe didn't work so well and the choices that maybe weren't the best in hindsight.
Sure.
It's one thing to say something's racial related, like, oh, I was killed because of a race reason. But in the sequel trilogy, one of the main characters, why didn't they kill him off? That just doesn't make sense to me that Star Wars would, or Lucasfilms would base something, or even Disney would base something on that. It was just a character. You knew your character was going to die when you signed up, when you read the script.
Right.
So I don't know how you would come out with this years later. Like, that doesn't make no sense to me.
it's not like Ron Howard sat there and was like, hey, we were going to give you more of a role, but now that I can see you, bye. Like, no, come on.
My thing is like Disney is already such a proactive company when it comes to like racial relations and stuff. They are very, supportive of minorities and stuff, right? And so I find it hard to believe that they would fire her for that reason.
Yeah.
I part of me just thinks she's doing it because she knows it's such a hot topic right now. She knows that if you crying wolf, that everyone will come running. And I think she's trying to abuse that a little bit.
Disney are on the hot seat in terms of several lawsuits at the moment, and
That's true, with the-
That's
other
what I was gonna say.
actors.
But it's going to be kind of hard to cancel Disney, though.
Well, I was going to say that too, because I was reading the article, or I was listening to a podcast the other day, and somebody brought up that the fact that Walt Disney has been criticized of being racist for all these years. I'm like, dude, we're in 2021 now, man. It's like, dude,
and the man's been dead for how many years?
I don't think that has anything to do with what's going on now, and that's just my personal opinion.
Like, where's the relevancy in that?
Yeah,
though? Like,
but I'm like, dude, why didn't you bring this up years ago if you thought that? It's been years since Solo was out.
You're crying wolf.
It's also like,
for no reason.
Nobody's perfect. Everybody has mistakes. Everybody has things they're probably ashamed of. Nothing in this world is going to be perfect. And I think while, calling out things that aren't right can be a good thing, I think it gets to a point where, we're just canceling everything. And pretty soon everything's going to be canceled. We're going to have nothing. We need to have a little bit of grace. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, there's certain things that are wrong that we definitely need to fight and, stand up against. But there's also a point where we need to handle everything with a little bit of grace. Because nothing's
and if you're
perfect.
going to have
Look how much
something like that
wisdom marriage has
happen,
given you. Oh,
well, if you're going to have
Think
something,
about it like
I
this.
know, right? I'm sorry.
Think about it like this.
Early.
And
changed man.
when I read the article, my thought was this, like, okay, this happened years ago, so why are you just bringing it up now? It's almost like your career isn't going the way that you want it to go, so let me start some shit so I can get some attention.
Right, and she knew that would get attention.
That
I
would
wish
get
to
a whole lot.
clarify, these are all
Like,
theories and opinions.
Yeah, these are
that's
all
the thing.
opinions.
Like 5 years
that's
ago
how
when
I
this
got
movie
at it.
came out, when this movie came out, everybody was sad that she died. Like the way
I was
she died.
genuinely upset. It was
Even
horrible.
Woody Harrelson, like when he talked about it after the watching the screening, like at the red carpet, he said, "I was in that scene. I knew what was happening, and I still cried in the movie theater." Yeah, Solo didn't get a very good review. That's fine. Do I disagree with that? Yeah, I think it was a great movie. I think it was just poorly executed at the wrong time. You can't compete with a Marvel movie at the same time, but still a good movie. Great writing. Ron Howard, with the cards he was dealt, because he wasn't originally the director for the movie nor the writer for the movie, came in, did the role. It was a great movie. It was a great kind of just thank you. Here's some Han Solo for you guys. I've been wanting to do this because I've known Harrison and George and everybody for the longest time kind of deal. But for her, years later, has anybody else seen her in any other movies, TV shows after Solo? No? Anybody? I haven't. I personally
She's in
haven't.
Westworld, and this is off topic.
Indeed.
Okay, so
we need to kind of go back to where we were. This is a discussion maybe for a little bit different arena, maybe.
Fine.
Just saying. I mean, it's not really news. It's not really rumors. It's more like
Not this time.
We need to seriously have like a once a month rant section. We'll talk about that another time probably. Who else has some news or rumors?
I have some
I have
rumors.
some rumors.
All right.
After you, Garrison.
Garrison, go for it.
Okay. Well, it's kind of a rumor, kind of been debunked. There's some Mandalorian video game footage that kind of leaked
It's
online.
been-
Well, supposedly leaked online.
It's
been
fake.
debunked.
Yeah, it's been
fake.
debunked.
It's a fan-made video game, fan-made video. So yeah, it's not legit. It seems like Charlie's about to say something.
But there have been rumors from some German message
Right.
boards. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
So
it.
kind of exactly what Charlie's saying. The video's been debunked, but there have been rumors that a video game like that is coming out, or
Rumors
maybe coming.
of a Mandalorian game and a High Republic game that are both Xbox exclusives. But again, rumors, very alleged.
Very alleged.
Still want it.
But
Still
Oh,
want
we
be
it.
still want
awesome.
it.
especially a Mandalorian game, that'd be really cool. Because I
Oh.
saw the supposed video. I saw the video and I was like, when I read the headline, I was like, we don't need a Mandalorian game. You just put him in another game. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be fine. Then I saw the footage and I was like, I'd totally play this.
You'd be amazed what can be made in Unreal Engine. Like, damn.
Yeah, seriously.
All
Anyways,
right.
that's what I had for rumor.
Same.
okay.
That was also.
Okay, so
Oh, I'm
anybody
sorry,
have-
Charlie.
Okay, who's got new? Okay, CJ, what you got? And then I've got a couple things.
EA Sports and EA, all that EA fun stuff. They popped off. One of their creators popped off in an interview stating that they are in the works of Fallen Order 2. He wasn't supposed to state anything, but he opened up about a few things in the game, and that
Nice.
we might run into a few more Jedi down the line.
Very cool. Cool.
On top of that,
Plays Obi-Wan.
I'm sorry, I just want to play as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a game that's not Battlefront. Like, I love Battlefront, but I hope Battlefront 3 really has, and I hate to say this, more of a Call of Duty feel.
All right, you guys
I
think
don't need to
else?
take
Battlefront
80 shots. So
Battlefront
to explain this, if I shot somebody in the game in Battlefront, I'm using half my weapon.
Oh, that's fair. I get
And then in Call of Duty, I can shoot you 3 times and get you. I'd rather see them go towards that direction where it's easier to get, because obviously they had that problem with the credits and all that stuff. I feel like if they kind of did a battle pass kind of stuff and all that fun stuff for Battlefront 3, it would be a more well-perceived Star Wars game other than like Fallen Order or Force Unleashed or anything of that sort. But that's all I've got for news.
Okay, does anybody have anything else, or can I have the floor for a moment?
Go, floor.
Go for
Okay,
it.
good deal. I'll try to make it quick because I know that it feels like we're running a little bit long.
Little.
Just a little. So, according to Star Wars Newsnet and Bespin Bulletin, there have been some concept art and images and details on Hayden Christensen returning to Obi-Wan Kenobi as Darth Vader.
Yes.
The concept art looks amazing. So I wanted to just go ahead and shout out both that, where I found that on both pieces. Also on Bespin Bulletin, as of August 22nd, they're saying that Andor, the live action, has finished filming. And as of yesterday, Bespin Bulletin is also reporting that the Kenobi series is still filming, and it's not quite as wrapped as what we have been led to believe on other platforms. My only rumor was something I heard in a podcast that was echoed elsewhere online, and I'm not going to give any names because this is stupid amounts of allegedly that there are some quiet talks about a character that is trying to be cast allegedly, hugely allegedly, for the upcoming Mandalorian season, and that character's name would be Mr. Cad Bane.
Yes.
Oh,
Again,
Yes.
huge allegedly. I've only heard it. Allegedly. I've only heard it in two different places. But for that to be a possibility, I am all here.
That's Clint. Whoever just said that, Clint Eastwood's
that would be really old.
Scott, his son.
The Cad Bane coming into the Mandalorian, the timelines don't match up. So that's Cad Bane would be 160 years old by that time. He's in his.
But we don't know how his species ages, though.
I mean, come on, like bless your Yoda, you know.
Which is possible.
A man can have a hope.
That's why that's why I couched so many allegedlys there that a battalion of clone troopers could rest on it. Yeah. Do we have anything else in news and rumors?
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, because I'm going to smash you all with a quiz.
Oh God,
goodness gracious. Okay, well,
more news and rumors. Let's prolong it.
Let's just get into it.
How long is this episode? 3.5 hours. Why do you guys keep talking? We're not trying to get to the news and rumors yet.
We're trying to keep from getting spanked. So let's get into Charlie's Impossible Quiz. Same rules apply. Charlie is here to kick our tails.
And I'm terrified again.
Oh boy, here we go.
Are you ready? Question number one. What animal is responsible for the sound of Jabba's rancor?
Grizzly bear. Oh.
No. DJ?
A lion?
No.
Oh.
Garrison?
A peacock.
No. Good guess.
Hold on, have you heard the way they sound?
Yes.
They actually sound kind of creepy.
Yeah,
Okay?
they go, wow.
Just chill.
Yes. I have no guess, no.
Okay,
I
love this. An angry dachshund.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I don't
Wow.
even know what the hell that is. So.
The wiener
A
dogs.
wiener dog.
Oh, a Dachshund? Oh, I thought you said a Dachshund. I was like, what the hell?
That's how we pronounce it in the UK. It's a dachshund. Sorry,
Fun facts.
dachshund. Wiener dog.
I don't know how a weenie dog. I used to have 2 weenie dogs, and they didn't sound like no rancor.
Oh, you have no idea.
I taught one of them how to say "I love you," though. I did teach her how to say "I love you." So
What the fuck?
Second question.
Dog balls.
What year was Lucas Animation formed?
1975.
CJ?
Okay, Kyle.
Kyle, you're wrong. CJ?
Oh,
78.
No. Mark?
I'm going to say 79.
You are all way off. Garrison?
2000?
Oh, I'm going to give you the point because you're only 3 years off. 2003. Lucasfilm
Okay, so who put out
Animation.
the Christmas
she said
special?
animation.
Oh.
He said
Yeah.
animation.
Who put out the Christmas
I thought
special
you were
then?
just talking about Lucasfilm in general.
Oh, I thought it was
I
it was a year after.
I have spoken.
I heard animation, so
Way to go, Garrison.
Other than
I got the I don't care.
the third question, other than Tarkovsky's iconic animation style, what inspired the character designs in Clone Wars? CJ?
I'm just gonna say the Mandalorian.
No, I probably should have written the question a little better. What other TV film, what was an outside inspiration for the character design of Clone Wars?
Bugs
Mark?
Bunny.
I'm just going to take a stab here and say the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica.
No. Kyle?
I would say maybe Warner Brothers cartoons.
No. CJ?
Flash Gordon.
Oh, no.
Ah.
Garrison, have a guess.
I don't like some Cartoon Network.
His eyes were like, I'm scared to guess.
I have no idea.
No. Thunderbirds.
Okay.
Seriously?
Yeah, the way they move was inspired by that wooden puppetry style of Thunderbirds.
Huh.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Question number 4. What was the budget for the Clone Wars animated movie?
I heard this recently. Oh my gosh.
$15.
Garrison?
$1.5 million.
No.
$12.
Dreaded CRS disease.
CJ.
Can't remember stuff.
No. $8.5 million.
Holy for that garbage. No,
But see,
Whoa.
but the thing is I'm not sure
That's
why
why I really
everybody's
like
throwing it down because that movie is really just the first 3 episodes smushed together.
I
Or
like the
chopped
movie.
up, however you want to look at it.
I like the movie because it brought in a lot of the characters that were throughout the entire Clone Wars animated series. The movie was not that bad. I thought it was pretty good. I like it.
It's it's just 3 episodes of the Clone Wars.
But it cost them $8.5 million to make it. I don't see them like, dude, what the hell?
Right.
Well, I don't
You're
know.
finished with your opinions?
Voice acting, voice actors cost a lot. I will say that.
Question number 5. God, you're like a class of unruly toddlers.
Oh,
Question
God.
number 5. Name the ship where Luke has his missing hand repaired.
Oh no.
CJ, can you put your digital hand down, please?
Oh,
Because
is
it
still
looks
up?
like you
Why is it
permanently got your
up?
hand up, like you're cheating.
Well, you guys know I use my hand on the planet. This
I'll
sucks.
repeat. Mark?
The medical frigate.
No.
Oh, you want the actual name of the
Yeah,
the
I
frigate
want the
itself?
name. I want the name of the
Gosh.
ship.
Um,
Give me the name of the ship where Luke has his hand repaired.
Demanding.
5, 4,
The sucker.
3. No.
Playboy.
Yeah.
No. We made it so close. No, the name of the ship was the Redemption.
Redemption.
What's the name of the in The Force Awakens? What's the name of the creature that Finn shoves out the way when he's desperate for a drink?
Oh, I just looked at this last week when I was looking at question.
I know.
Oh God. The fat pig thing.
Yeah. 5, 4. Mark?
Gamorrean.
No. CJ?
Oh, never mind. Mark said it. I was going to say Gamorrean.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyone? No? It's a Happabore.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a
Okay,
bit of a...
is anybody's ass feeling red right now? Because I'm getting spanked.
Yeah.
Here, this question is quite a long one. Can anyone name any of the secret mission titles that we see in Rogue One? / they're also mentioned in the novelizations. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 secret mission names. If you can give me any of them.
We are terrible fans.
Oh my
feel
God.
so ashamed.
One of them is so obvious if you consider the second season of The Mandalorian. There's a clue.
The child.
DJ?
Red Fat.
No.
Well, that's the only thing I knew.
Jedi Rescue.
No, Googling.
Gotcha. There's nothing on the screen.
I can't.
Except the time. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Out. Anybody? No? Oh my goodness. So we've got Stellar Sphere, Mark Omega, Pax Aurora, War Mantle, Cluster Prism, and Black Saber.
That's Aurora. I knew that.
There was 2 of them in it. Well, no, you could have said even Bad Batch because Bad Batch War Man was one of the name of the episode.
Yeah, I know.
Ah.
God.
Oh, man, we doing terrible.
Wicket the Ewok has a full name. What is it?
Wicked the Ewok.
Wait. Nub Nub.
No.
That's his name in Ewok.
That's great. No, that's great. But you can get stuff. He canonically has a full human name, like English spoken name.
Really?
Yes. This is
Hey.
so easy.
I said it,
Or
Wicked the
English.
Ewok. That's English.
Oh my goodness.
Or you little creature.
No.
Warwick Davis.
Oh God, you're so close. I'm going to give you the point for that. It's Wicket W.
said
Warwick.
that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
That
So
hurts. I was like, Warwick
Oh.
Davis.
Give it to CJ. He's
No,
powerful.
give it to
Okay.
Mark. He spoke up.
in The Rise of Skywalker, how long had Kylo Ren been the acting Supreme Leader? Wow, Garrison, are you bored? Are you bored? Because I can see you yawning.
No, I'm thinking 5 years. 5 years.
CJ,
2 years.
no. And Garrison, you're also wrong.
Okay.
I say a year. 1 year.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice, Kyle.
Yeah, my
Who-
ass is red. This hurts.
Who inspired the
So
creation of
terrible.
Chewbacca?
Who inspired it?
Garrison.
Are you asking like the person who did it, or just like
It depends if you want to personify it. It's an animal.
Sasquatch?
No. CJ.
No, the dog. It's George Lucas's dog.
It was. Congratulations.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Yes. I
Actually,
knew it.
I
I was like,
saying it like
Nicely done.
because I was listening to something and they said a grizzly bear's hair was used for Chewie, but I was like, no, that's not what she's asking. George Lucas's dog was named Chewie, and that was his passenger. Like
it was on Empire
buddy.
of Dreams. It was on the documentary
Yeah.
Empire of Dreams. I
What
just
kind
watched
of
it. I
dog
was
was
like,
it?
There are bonus points if you can tell me the breed of the dog and her name.
Saber Noah.
G-Man.
I'm gonna guess like a Yorkshire Terrier.
No,
That's
that was my
what he looks
boyfriend's
like.
first guess as well. No.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking too. Thank you, Garrison. I'm glad
Jack
you said it.
Russell?
And I didn't this time.
No. She was an Alaskan Malamute named Indiana.
Yeah, that's
I
what
knew
it's-
I knew
yeah.
Indiana. I couldn't remember the breed. Yeah.
What color?
Because that inspires the line in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. A dog? You're named
Yeah.
after the dog?
What color is Han
Yeah.
Solo's Parker on Hoth? CJ?
It's green and tan.
No, it's blue with the.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
It's like
Garrison.
it's like in between. It's like in between a blue and
it's
a black,
green, brown, and
almost
tan.
like a dark gray.
I have the accent.
They had the white fur on it.
I thought it was like a grayish blue.
No, I'm going to give the point to CJ because it was brown. It
No
was the
way.
it's the lighting.
No. I'm thinking of Luke's. Yeah, so
It's the lighting and the color cast of the film that make it appear blue.
yeah, I got 2
Kyle
points.
fell for it. I knew. What did Mother Talzin use to create new legs for Darth Maul? CJ?
Droids, the heavy armor droids.
Yes.
Yes, fight me, Darth Maul's mine. Yes.
2 more questions and then I'm done.
Magic. That's what she really used.
Spoken by Obi-Wan in Rey's vision, what are his last words to her?
Okay, say the question again.
Yeah,
In
this is a trick, and I know it.
Spoken by Obi-Wan in Rey's vision, what are her last words to her? Garrison?
Trust your feeling.
No.
No, that's
CJ?
not an Obi-Wan thing. Trust in the Force.
No.
Oh.
We have mentioned it in this episode.
May the force be
CJ?
with you always.
Well, Kyle said that. I was going to say the same thing. May
No.
the Force be with you.
Oh, what?
but-
Where? You know, like, oh,
You've all got memories of goldfishes. Damn.
hello there.
No, goodbye there. Last words.
No, his last words to her were, "These are your first steps."
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Didn't you just say that earlier, Mark? Were you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
wow.
The last question, this is a tough one. What are the 2 primary disciplines of Form 5 lightsaber combat, and who is most known for this style? CJ,
Defense and
I need the Jedi words. Mark?
I will tell you that the primary progenitor of Form 5 is Samuel Jackson.
No,
no,
it's
he's Form 7.
that's Form 7.
Daggone it.
Qui-Gon Jinn, and it's
No.
Which one's the defensive one? Is it Form?
Form 4 is the defensive one.
Form 5
Yeah,
is broken.
Form
5 is
4.
broken into 2 parts, and they have 2 unique Jedi names. If anybody can give them to me.
Ashlyn and Bogan.
No.
I like the Sith, so.
No.
Ray
Talking
Sidious.
about like
No.
what are the names you're talking about? Like are they supposed to be like the weird names, like the
Hell Darth Grogu.
like Jem and Shin
Yeah,
So or something?
yeah, they're the weird ass.
Yes.
Oh, so Jem and Jinso or something, right?
Yes.
Well done.
God, yeah,
Wow.
oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Garrison.
Well done.
I don't
You
know
pulled
who
that out
did
of
it,
your
though. I
ass.
couldn't-
He's
I-
so
I-
swung a bat and he
They're
made
the only
contact.
ones that I remember was
You are
Jem and
correct.
Shin So or something. Those are the only ones I remember. I couldn't tell you
who
any
was
other form.
So
Form
who was the
5.
progenitor of it?
Form 5 is broken down into Shen and Gemso, and it's the perseverance form most clearly practiced in the movies by Anakin Skywalker.
Wow. Well done, G-Man.
Didn't he
Garrison, oh
switch?
my
Didn't he
God.
switch when he
Yeah.
became Darth Vader?
He switched
Yeah.
because he can't move his body because his body's
Yeah.
different. But yes, congratulations. I
Well
think
done,
CJ
dude.
won that round, but
I don't know.
Garrison
I like forms. I thought they were so cool.
Garrison gets a special mention for coming back and absolutely smashing it on the hardest question.
So let's see here. CJ was, by my count, CJ 3, Garrison 2, Kyle 1, and I'm just coming up the rear. So, you know.
No, you got one, didn't you? I
You
thought
got
you-
one, Mark.
Oh, I
I
didn't.
think you did.
I think you
Yeah,
did
you
get
got
one.
one,
Yeah, you got
Mark.
one.
Yeah, you got Wicket, I think.
Well, no,
Yeah.
CJ said it before me. So you should
Oh.
really have 4. So,
Well, I
well done.
speak.
You still have one.
I speak, and I say you have the point.
oh, hey, you
Wait,
have
so how
spoken.
many points do you guys have?
I have 3.
Garrison has 2, CJ has 3, and Mark has 1. Kyle has 1.
And
Me,
I'm not
Garrison
losing
coming
again.
Charlie
I
has
will
like the
lose
other
Easy
eight.
money coming
again.
out today.
And
Charlie has like
Charlie
the other 8.
wins.
But as always, so
Right, done.
question for you, Charlie. Can you take it easy on us next week?
No, that's what makes it fun. Okay.
does. It does.
No, because then it wouldn't be Charlie's Impossible Quiz.
Fair
Well,
enough.
all we gotta
fair
say
enough.
is thank you for the Darth Maul question. That's the one that put me in the lead.
I put that in just for you.
And I
Just for
appreciate
you.
you.
Just
Well,
for you.
Well, thank you, Charlie, because these quizzes are fun, and thank you for all the work that you put into them.
Yeah, we really do
My
appreciate
pleasure.
Yeah, no.
Does
this is
anybody have any other things bugging their brain?
it. No, but
No.
I do want to let everybody know we are on the path of going to live streaming.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to be on as many platforms as we can, Facebook, Instagram, just anything that we can, that they'll allow us to live stream on. And we're looking to be our first live stream to happen on October 2nd. That's what we're pushing for. We'll see how everything goes, but we just want to give, let all the listeners know that we're going to do a live stream thing probably starting right around October 2nd.
And thank you again to all the listeners. 20,000 listens. Amazing. Welcome back, Garrison. Charlie, you're awesome.
Oh.
Hold on. I know you got something.
Me? Me? No, I'm just very touched. Thank you.
I was shading
talking about
CJ over
CJ.
there.
Yeah, that was some shade. I was trying. I was like,
He was thinking, I was like, wait, I got
I don't
nothing.
know. At first,
I got nothing to
I was
hold
like,
on
he's
to.
skipping me. What the heck? And then I was like, and then Charlie reacted. I was like, oh, he's talking to Charlie. Okay, but I was
I'm
about to pop off and be
sorry.
like, hey, that's my thing.
Yeah,
You need to
it is
knock
your
it off.
thing. Wow. All right. Well, this has been an amazing and fun show. Thank you, everybody. Everybody, please be safe. If you want to help out your fellow man, please be vaccinated, be safe. And that's just from a personal thing because my oldest son has COVID right now. So me, but everybody has their own decision. Thank you all again for listening. Thank you for being so amazing. Have an amazing week, and may the force be with you always. Bye.
Bye.
Kyle, that's you, dude.
I know. I was getting. I had to move my mouse all the way across 3 screens. To
Oh,
get
you
there.
had to move your whole mouse.
It takes a long time.
Are we gonna delete this off the episode?
No, we'll just leave it
Oh,
on.
outtakes are pretty funny.
If anyone carries on listening.
I leave the outtakes in there just because that shit is hilarious. We were sitting there, they was like, shut up. I was like, I'm fucking trying, damn. Like, it's not working, shit.
It's not working.
If you're listening to this section of Lightsaber Radio, congratulations, you've reached dark mode.
Right.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. They're linked in the show notes below. Lightsaber Radio is produced by Pick Film Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Charlie Harwood, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Carl McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.